Welcome to YLC, the Young Leaders Committee that promotes and grows youth leadership, that ensures the future leaders lead from today by educating and inspiring them to soar higher and higher.
Welcome, dear listener to YLC, the Young Leaders Committee, the platform that educates, enlightens, inspires, and walks young people into leadership from their youth. Young people, your leadership era has started. This is episode 1/12, series 1, episode 112. And the theme of the episode that's for this month is Step Out in Honor. Step out in honor. Don't just stand there. You've been there for too long. Determine to step out. That's our focus today. Determine to step out. And we're going to have 4 sessions under the theme Step Out in Honor. Crowds have advantages, but only to the extent that such subsist that you should remain there. When they are no more relevant, and it is your responsibility to know whether they still have relevance to you. Quit. Study and ascertain the nature and value of any crowd you find yourself in. Evaluate crowds with respect to their usefulness, with respect to your chances of positively impacting on them, and their potentials relative to the realization of your aspirations. Crowds can be formal or informal. They could be friendly or unfriendly. Crowds could be helpful or harmful. They could be made of familiar or unfamiliar persons. There are mixed crowds. They are usually heterogeneous, much more than homogeneous, depending largely on your criteria of evaluating them. What is most crucial is knowing who you are relative to the crowd in which you find yourself. It is also important to know if it's a crowd you can exit when you choose to. Important to find out whether that crowd is a crowd you can exit when you wish to. Bloomer distinguished 4 types of crowd. 1. Casual crowds, conventional crowds, expressive crowds, and acting crowds. Under the acting crowd comes a 5th type referred to as protesting crowd. You will experience one or more of these types: religious, school, when you are in a class and the class has more than 15 persons, 20 persons, that's a small crowd. Entertainment place, football fields, film show and all that. Occupational, in the office, maybe you're in a conglomerate, a large company. Community, celebration areas, maybe you're going for birthday party and all that stuff. Or contact crowd that you may have come across by chance, temporary thing. You didn't plan it possibly. Some crowds are transient, others are not. Some may be avoidable, others you may not be able to avoid them. Yet others may be conventional, while others may not be. How crowds are described is important, but nothing compared with what they mean to you, especially in your circumstance at that time. Crowds can influence you or impact on you. The degree of influence or impact depends very much on you, who you are, your disposition and understanding, among other variables. The nature of the influence or impact, whether positive or negative, will depend on your personality, your perception or the relationship you have with the people in the crowd. Until and unless your close examination and calculation confirm with certainty that you can benefit from a crowd, be wary about crowds. Some crowds frighten or threaten human existence or advancement. There are others that may discourage your progress or positive developmental steps. Crowds are not all negative in their impact and influence. Identify and take advantage of those that you have proved to lift you up and advance your purpose in life or career. Therefore, take time out to study crowds, collective human behaviors, and how to rise through crowd dynamics. Crowd influence is well known in sociology. It must not be taken for granted. It has been found that many people behave differently when in crowds. They readily adopt the behavior promoted or encouraged by the crowd. Mob psychology reveals that crowds produce leaders who influence their behaviors. When in a crowd, therefore, watch it and refuse to be dragged into negative and destructive crowd behaviors. In particular, we want to advise, don't let any crowd drag you down, discourage your rising, or demean your person, and consequently rob you of a golden opportunity in future. When you face being pulled down by a crowd, whether at work, school, or wherever, walk away if not already fettered. The cool-headed and focused leader walks away from groups of people who can pull them down. Why must you convey yourself away from a crowd that has the propensity of pulling you down? Dear youth, do you have a goal in life? Are you determined to achieve that goal? What do you have to do in the midst of a group that exists to rob you of your bright future? Why must you allow a crowd to drag you into a crime or in a direction diametrically opposed to your group, to your goals? Quit immediately, even if at a cost. However, identify cautiously with a group that can brighten your chances of ascending to your perceived height in life. You can always step out of a crowd if you love yourself and value your bright future. We will take off from Robert Walter's 7 ways to stand out from a crowd. Robert Walter offers 7 ways to stand out from a crowd. 1, ascertain your reason. Do your research or study on how best to go about it. Identify and hatch on the best possible route to take. Make use of your other skills and experience. Show creativity and dexterity in action. Show some grit and resilience. Demonstrate a growth mindset. Keep focused with your eyes on the ball and on the route. Finally, here are the potentials you will need to have in order to step out of the crowd. If you do not want to be distracted, discouraged, or drawn down by them, remember your past escape if you have had an experience and how you performed. Remember in particular how you went about it, what challenges you faced, and how you surmounted the challenges. Your personal goals in life, backed by your enthusiasm to hit the goals, is enough driving force to get you out. Thank you for listening. For your information, Young Leaders Committee is a mentoring group for the growth and stability of young leaders and prospective leaders. It promises potentials and opportunities for encountering all classes of young people and turning them around from various parts of the world. Registration has commenced. The earlier you get registered, the better your chances. You can use the link on the screen or visit our website, also on the screen, www.gedamconsult.com, in order to register. Registration is free. Thank you.